into this later. I got this weird rod as a gift. Let's try it out today. I also have my regular rod. I'm gonna have fun. Let me put this one in the water. What we got? Mealworms? No, we got these. We got wax worms. Hold on. I'm gonna set this rod up. All right. So I'm gonna use two rods today. One with wax worms on it. Maybe we'll catch something. And one with also wax worms, but on a different setup, different hook. For some reason, oh, I know why I'm bleeding. I was fixing my washer today. Let's see what else we got. I'm not using my microphone today. All right, this wax worm's coming out there. Let's go, buddy. This way. Why am I bleeding? Oh, that's right. That's right. And this wax worm, I don't want to throw it in because what if the fish eats it? It's not hungry anymore. I set up this little rod holder here. It's actually from my kayak. Wow, I am bleeding. All right. Let's see what happens. All right, is this thing gonna fly out? It's probably a bad idea. You know what? What if I just zip tie it in? Yeah, I like that idea. Jerry rig it somehow. If I'm not jerry rigging something, you're not watching the right channel. Hey, what's going on? DCP. Yeah, I brought my kayak rod out here, but I just wanted some sort of a rod holder. Hold on. I actually might just zip tie this in. We're gonna have some fun today. I can fish for another hour. I think we can catch a fish. All right. I'm just gonna zip tie this rod to the thing, or at least create a cradle for it. I know this looks completely jerry-rigged, but hey, if my channel is not that, then what is it, right? How's it going? It is a nice day. So what I did is, look, I set this rod up here with two wax worms. And yeah, I'm just gonna let it sit like that. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. But just in case, let me zip tie it to the fence. Right? Can never be too careful. Ah, jeez. Give me a second here. I think I brought extra zip ties. If we're not jerry rigging something today, you came to the wrong channel. All right, look at that. We can catch us a tuna now. This thing's not going anywhere. So yeah, I made myself a little. Look at this. Made myself a little rod holder, and in case we get a bite. I'm sorry, I might be bleeding today. Yeah, I cut myself. I was fixing my washer. Hey, what's going on? Fishing with Ferg. What's up, Simba? No, this is definitely not breaking. I think we're good here now. And yeah, but thanks for the advice, Simba. Hello, I'm 9 year old. All right, that's fine. That is fine, Mr. Patrick. DCP, fishing with Ferg, Patrick. We got Simba, and we got Mrs. Scooter. How you doing, Mrs. Scooter? I have to catch something on that. Maybe a little perch. You know, guys, how I get bored by sitting there with a fishing rod. So that's why I brought out that setup. Because there's no way I'm gonna be sitting with that rod waiting for a bite. But look what I got. Have you ever seen a rod like this? This was given to me by my father-in-law. He takes this ice fishing. You ever seen anything like this? So I threw a 2 pound line on it, and he also gave me this jig. Hold on. You see? So you can sense the lightest touch, and you can also jig it up and down. Let's try it. I've never fished with anything like this before. I've heard of them. I think they're like for European. 26. Well, we just started, but yeah, 20. Thank you for mentioning that. We gotta move up that light count. I gotta start catching fish if I want light. But yeah, really weird rod, but apparently it works really well. I think you can buy one for like nothing. And I have a perfect depth here. So I just want to see how, I think you just press this thing. I've never used it before. You see, you can just like drop it in. This is like I said, I've never fished with this before. But if you're gonna get the biggest depth, it's gonna be right here. You see how it's still going? Lizard food? Yeah, I agree with you on that one. All right, let's lock it in. I think I can pull, I think this is what I twist. Let me check. So I'll twist it a little bit off the bottom. And I can just do one of these. I guess I'm not reeling in a big fish with this. Yeah, those worms are wax worms. They're also really good if you have whatchamacallit, if you want to catch fish during winter. Yeah. Apparently this is how you fish it. And the people use this tip because it gives it more action. So I got a 2 pound line on there. It's the weirdest fishing setup I've ever seen in my life. But hey, let's try it out. You never know what you're gonna get, right? It's about 5 feet deep here. And I know there's bluegill here. I don't even know what a bite on this is gonna feel like. I think I might have used one of these long, no, I don't think so. How you doing, Austin? How's it going, David? It was just, I got it without a package. I believe it's like some Eastern European company that makes these. I mean, this is styrofoam, so how expensive can this be? Please don't play Austin. Okay. Don't know what that means, but all right. Let's see. So we're on the bottom? Yeah, so the bottom is basically, I'm kind of jigging it like, and I was told to do this with it. Oh, okay. All right, bud, I got you. Sorry about that. Ugar Arkin, what's going on, man? But yeah, has anybody ever fished with a rod like this? And I got my other rod set up right here with 2 wax worms, just in case we get a bitey bite. No bite. Not cool. Never fished one with a stove? Let's see what else. Banana fish one. Stove. DCP, are you done? If you're still in the chat, are you done with ice fishing, or are you still gonna try? The ice is really melting by the shore, so you got to be careful if you come out. Like I was just walking in and I saw at the lake, Mr. Ice was. I mean, it's getting a little sketchy. Wow, that's awesome. You drop your glasses, you got them back up. That's pretty cool, kid. Can't believe that I usually catch fish here all the time, but hey, that's just the nature of the beast, right? I don't even know how I'm going to pull the fish up if I catch it. Do I just reel this, or do I just... I guess. This is going to be fun. Thanks, Ericon. I appreciate it. I'm just messing around. The fishing is not going to really start until the water temperatures go up. So I'm using this ice fishing rod right in the corner here. You see this? Let me not drop. You see how I'm standing here? That's why, and this is the deepest here. So I'm hoping there's fish here. Caught a fish with that before, and guess what? I got you, kid. All right. We got anybody here from Florida today? What a strange jig. But people told me this thing works great for when people like limit out on crappie with it here. So I don't want to knock it until I really try it out. Upstate New York, nice. No, there should be fish. There's always. It's so easy to catch fish here during the summer. It's nonstop bluegills and perch and little bass. But as you can see right now, it's dead. Nothing caught yet. Fish in the stream. So there's a bunch of largemouth bass here because the lake that drains into here has a ton of largemouth bass in it. It's actually overpopulated, so there is a lot of largemouth bass, and there's probably about 50 fish in this little area here, but they are very hard to catch. I don't know what's going on. But yeah. Hey, Ronio, have you ever seen a rod like this? I got this as a gift from my father-in-law. Apparently, he absolutely slays crappie with it through ice. So I'm in the deepest spot of my little nuke here, and I know there's bluegill on the bottom, so I'm trying to catch a bluegill with a wax worm, but so far not working. It's called a ice rod. Look, it even has like a styrofoam handle. I should have probably sprayed this with a WD-40. I didn't get this brand new. Like, I mean, how much does it cost to build a rod like this? 50 cents? But I guess if I get a fish, I have to basically start cranking this. It's pretty hilarious. Oh, let it drop to the bottom. Here you go. Now you know you're at the bottom. I don't know, it's just funny to me. Upstate New York, Mr. Kevin Braley. Well, I know you guys have good fishing out there. I go to Lake Saranac all the time with my family. Lake Placid is a little too pricey for me, but Lake Saranac is where it's at. Nothing. I don't know how much longer I can do this. So yeah, I got another. See my kayak rig here. So what I did is it's my kayak rod holder, and I rigged it up with a drop shot with 2 wax worms on it. But nothing's happening. Oh, anything uses them? I didn't know that. That's cool. The Black Sheep John. I wish I could catch. Mr. John, I'll go for anything right now. If I can catch a rock, I'll take that too. It's been really bad here in Jersey. I've been taking people trout fishing. No luck. The water's probably around 37, 38 degrees right now, if I were to guess it. So really, fish is just not active. I'm using worms. We caught fish here before though, when it was colder. I want to be Wicked Woods. I keep on catching all white, a whole bunch of stuff. All right. Let's see, how's it going, mate? Hey, what's going on, Safe Fishing? Tom Bender. It doesn't, yeah, I mean, it looks polluted because there's a waterfall right next to us. And all that ice that's melting, obviously, there's a lot of fish here, though. They're not biting. It's been the same story for the past 2-3 weeks. Thank you, Tom Bender. I'm hoping to catch anything. I'm so tired of getting skunked. It's to the point where I understand why some fly fishermen give up on fishing. It doesn't really happen to us guys with normal fishing rods, but I've been trying to catch a fish, for a long time now, and it's not been good. It's actually kind of ridiculous. Let me reel this up a little bit. All right, we're at the bottom. Now we're not. 7 fishing. What do I catch here? I mean, so you can catch. There's bullhead catfish here. There's a bunch of bluegills. There's largemouth bass. I don't think there's any smallies. There's creek chops. There's perch in here. I caught my personal best perch here. You know what? Let's change up a spot. I actually just want to see how to. Wow, this is cool, dude. This is like 1920s fishing rod. Look at this thing. See this? And I tipped it with a wax worm. There's nothing happening. Let's change up a spot. Yeah, perch are absolutely delicious. Ever try spawn? You mean like spawn fishing, or? Not sure what you mean. So we caught a perch right there. That was my PB. But let's see. Look at this thing. This is hilarious. I love this. I just never fished this one before, so that's why I'm so mesmerized by it. I'm telling you, this is like a 50 cents fishing rod. All right, we're at the bottom now. So let's reel it up a little bit and start twitching it. Not trout fishing today. No, I'm tired of beating you guys up with the trout fishing. I found this rod. I forgot that my father-in-law gave it to me. So I just wanted to put some line on it and come out here and try it, because I've never caught a fish on one of these before. Oh yeah, bluegill are good eating too. In Jersey, I like to eat fish early spring up until about May. And maybe even June sometimes, depends how the fishing is. And then I stop because of all the algae bloom, and I'll start eating fish again sometime like mid-September. Because we do have Jersey is I think it's their per capita richest state, so everybody takes care of their lawns with fertilizer, and all this stuff gets washed in, and I don't want my family eating it. Smaller twitches? Okay, got it. Okay, you got it. Thank you, Romeo. So like this? I think I got overexcited. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know, Ryan. Spawn bags. I'm not sure what that means. Spawn bags. Sorry about that. Is that like a lure or? But yeah, the water's not polluted right now. It's just coming through like a giant waterfall. All the ice is melting. Twitch, twitch, pause, 4 or 5 seconds, repeat. Got it. So twitch, twitch, twitch. All right, this is cool. Thank you. But there's a ton of fishing here. There's eel here too. Funny enough, if a big perch takes this, I gotta make sure it doesn't rip it out of my hand. This is so crazy to me that I can fish with a wax worm and not get a fish. So crazy. Yep. That's why that's why it's so hard for me to do this, Ryan. I feel bad for, like, usually when my live streams, I'll catch so much. Well, I'll catch fish, right? We'll have fun. But when you come out there, even with my kids, if I was doing this right now, we're already be heading home. My kids can only handle this for 10 minutes. It's just so painful. $47 people on the chat. Nice. Oh man. Let me go back to that other spot and try. Hey, what's going on, Demon? Demon, check it out. Do you guys have these in Poland? Oh yes, that's right. I did see the carb that you found. Sorry, I didn't respond to you. I did see it. I did see it. That was cool, man. It was like eaten, right? I think what happened is, I think it died, floated up, and something started munching on it. Let me try fishing here. Yeah, not even a bite. Nada. Check this thing out. Look at it. Looks like something out of Half-Life. Yeah, but that was a cool picture. I'm sorry I didn't respond to you. This is funny. Ladybug. Yep. Have you had any bites? I'd be moving. Yeah, no, I am moving a little bit. The fish is here. I know this is if you're gonna fish during the summer, we actually don't fish at this spot because of how many bluegills are here. I know they have to be here. I mean, maybe I'm nuts, but that's where all the oxygen in the water comes from, right? And usually a good spot is like right there or right here. But I have a rod casted with 2 wax worms on it. You see that? And there's no action. All right, let me slow down the roll. Slow down my roll. Yeah, it is kind of looking like a ladybug, right? I was gonna pull it out to show it to you, but You wish you were kind of there? What's a feeder rod? I don't know what a feeder rod is. Sorry, man. It sounds cool. This is like one of those fishing, like, I wish I could do this and watch like a Netflix show. Just get myself to keep twitching it. But there is fish here. They just don't want to bite. What I'm going to do is I'm going to recast my other rod real quick. I'm only going to torture you guys for like another 45 minutes. Probably less. I can't believe this. There's like zero, like, is there something in the water? Why is there no bites anywhere? All right, hold on. Yeah, I don't want to recast this, so I'm just going to hang this up like that. What I'll do is I'm going to recast this. Like, you see this? I got 2 wax worms on here. Let me just dress them up a little bit better. Maybe if I cast it over there, it'll just get a little bit better action on it. Like, why wouldn't this work? Come on. I wish, from what I gathered, I don't know if I'm even right, but I think ice cold water fish are sluggish. Yes, absolutely, you're right about that. But they also cruise a bigger area than in the summer. So you definitely, I don't know much info on the cruising part. You're probably right. But I know they're super sluggish, so they see bait in the water. They will, if it's too far away from them, I was told that they will not come and like even look at it. Hold on. I'm gonna cast over there. Maybe there's a little bit more action there. I'm just using a sabiki rig. All right, let's see what happens. See this? You see how Jerry rigged this? How do you like that? Because I was tired of holding my rod. All right. This is a professional engineering right here. Elon Musk can always call me up if he needs my help. So yeah, we'll see what happens. This is I basically grabbed my kayak rod and just zip tied it. And then I zip tied that so the rod doesn't pop out. A lot of ice cabins move to a different spot because the bass you catch in the summer in your honey hole won't be there in the winter. Yeah, that's true. You know what they do, what my father-in-law, when he goes fishing with his friends, does? And they have some pretty serious equipment. They'll come out with a couple of ice augers. They'll drill 20 holes. And they'll drop, they have a live scope. They'll drop live scope in the holes to see if there's any fish. And if there's no fish, they don't stay there. They just move to the next spot. And they basically told me you can be fishing one spot, walk over 10 feet, and start catching fish if you drill a new hole. So that's how slow the fish are. I would like to even like just see how the live scope works. That must be pretty cool. All right, I forgot my technique. Let me roll up this a little bit. All right, that's bottom. All right. I bought another rod and reel from a Ukrainian company called Flagman. Oh, that's cool. So if it's a Ukrainian company, do they make their rods? I'm going to assume they make the rods in China. They're not resellers, they actually make them. fun fact. I bought Abu Garcia's and even Spanish brand. It was originally a Swiss watch brand that somehow made fishing reel rods. Huh, I didn't know that. Yeah, you would think that, right? Because Garcia is such a popular Spanish last name, both in the United States and in Europe. What's going on, Dogga Bilge? Yeah, Ukrainians have some. So there's a company from Ukraine that makes. They can make you any CNC mold you can imagine. So you can make your own. So you can make your own baits. So they have one of those CNC aluminum machines, and they'll make you a mold, and you can inject that mold with anything you want and make your own little baits. Yeah, look at this. Usually this waterfall is not that active, but it's pretty. That's pretty nice. I'm just gonna walk this fence a little bit here and there. Maybe we'll find something. I don't know what the heck happened here. I know there was no fish kill here because that never freezes. You'd be shocked, you know. Yeah, but some stuff made in China is super high end. Come on, Perch. I know you're here. Most of the baitcaster models are from all the Doya South Korean brand. The eyelets and most rods from Keegan, a South Korean brand as well. Yeah, South Korean and probably Taiwanese too. Those two countries, they make some very, very precise stuff. Taiwan is like, says some crazy stuff. I used to be into music. All my high-end music decks that would process my music through were from Taiwan. Speaking of eyelets, I need to replace one of my eyelets. I wonder if I can. It's amazing. There's zero bite. Like, what am I doing wrong? Oh, let me come over here. It's a little bit more shallow here. Or maybe not. Yeah, well, you're 100% right about that. A lot of people blame the companies, but if you work for an American company, I used to when I had my supply house, I used to very proudly sell American-made cabinets. And it was a great factory. And it was great. Like, you could come in, they were all working there. And one day, one guy got hurt at the factory. And these guys have been in business for years. I'm talking like 20, 30 years. Just making cabinets. One guy, he gets hurt and sues the cabinet making company. And they were like an all legit, all American company. He sued the cabinet maker. And within 3 years, they were out of business because of all the lawsuit money. So, yeah, I know, it is a surf rod. I'm looking for my big blue tuna. So yeah, especially if you're in Jersey, New York, if you own a company that makes something, Your workers can definitely take you down. That's not a problem in China. All right, let's walk. I'm gonna roll this thing out. This thing is hilarious. I love it. It's like fishing with a TV remote. Yeah, but this is what I'm using. See? All right, let's try it. Let's see how deep this is. All right, drop it down. Come on, go. What's going on, Scott B Fishing? Look, we're catching big fish, Scott. I'm using some serious Czechoslovakian technology, man. Oh, we're on the bottom. So now we roll up a little bit. You've probably seen these, Scott, though, if you do a lot of ice fishing. This was gifted to me by my father-in-law. I just want to see what it feels like to catch something on it. To be honest, yeah, you could definitely, Joshua, that's funny. You could probably make a better one out of a 3D printer. Probably cost you more though, because this thing, I'm sure you can get these on Temu for like $1. I just want to feel what it feels like to have a fish on it. But I think when you catch a fish, you're supposed to just put this away and pull it in with the line. It's almost like hand fishing. Oh, hold on. I think we just had a bite on my other rod. Maybe I'm wrong. See, I got this setup for those of you just joining. I got the setup right here with another wax worm. What's going on, Texan? I'm catching no fish again. But at least today I'm using weird fishing rods. Thank you. I'm watching my other reel. I'm just rod. Huh. Did you guys see, for those of you that follow Anyfin, did you see his short that he posted yesterday? That was funny. He posted a cool short, I think it was about 8 p.m., about ice fishing and what people from the South think about ice fishing. That was funny. I was driving home with my kid, and it was definitely lifted my mood up. Man, in the summer, I would have probably already caught 20 fish at this spot. It's amazing. I just can't believe it. Weird weather, snow, storm in the Northeast for not so long ago. Now it's 71 right now in St. Louis. Oh, St. Louis, that's cool. I've been to St. Louis. I was driving through and I had to stop by for some good old barbecue. My buddy, a long time ago, went to the Washington University there. A long time ago. Jason, what's up, man? Jason, you know how this is gonna go, right? It's gonna be if nothing bites in the next 30 minutes, I'm calling it a day. I'm like a divorced father that promised his kids an amazing weekend and never showed up. It's like this is how it is. It's for the past 3 live streams we haven't caught a fish. At this point, I might as well just get myself one of those wetsuits and just dive in, or a dry suit. Just dive in and start slaying them with pitchforks. Oh, I got something. I got a question for you, for those of you that know me. So a local guy reached out to me. We were just talking. And he told me that he offered me a spot on his, to go fishing with him in the summer. But I don't know how that's going to pan out. But would you guys actually accept that offer? He has a 72-foot Viking fishing boat. And he's like, hey, man. Oh, fish. We had a bite. Damn it. It was so slow. As I'm telling the story like an idiot. Dude. Why didn't you take it? All right, this is a little upsetting. Anyways, so I didn't know what a Viking fishing boat was, but I was like, dude, I looked it up, and it's like a $500,000 boat, and I was like, thank you very much for your generosity, but I can't take you up on that. But I was like, that's way out of my league. Thanks, Jason J. So, oh, dude, Solo Texan. I don't think you've ever been to my live stream when I did magnet fishing, but we had high expectations, and I caught one size 8 hook. So yeah, so this guy reached out to me, and I was kind of like, yeah, I think that stuff is out of my league, because if you go on anybody's boat, I'm assuming that thing burns like $1,000 worth of diesel within an hour or two. And if I would go on somebody's boat, I'd split the fuel with them. And I was like, nah, man. I was like, come out and fish for trout with me. But yeah, I don't think I can do that. Joshua, that's funny. Yeah, you meet most people you meet online are normal. There's some people just want to hang out. I'm not at that stage where I can just like freely run around because I have 2 kids. I have a part-time job, and I basically take care of everything at my house. So yeah, I can't go away on a day-long fishing trip. I'm the guy that picks up my kids off the bus and puts them to sleep sometimes. Jason J, do I usually? So I don't check fishing reports. That's absolutely great advice for anybody. I am part of all these local fishing groups, right? And there's also like a podcast that people come on in Jersey, and I just see people catching fish all the time. And here we are. We got so right now people are catching most of the fish getting caught is through ice. Actually, two or 3 days ago, some guys caught a state record through ice. But I do, just being part of all the online social media, especially local guys on TikTok, people are catching trout, but very, very slowly. But fishing is bad for everybody right now. I know that. The only good fishing I see is like New Jersey Maniac, right? He was catching a lot of fish for last week. Yeah, I'm just a busy dad. My wife works much longer hours than me, so, and we don't have control over that. So, I control my hours. So, what the hell is that? Oh hell yeah! Somebody's. Look at that. Oh, somebody's out on their Harley. You hear that? Man, that sounds like a bat out of hell. Randy Blockhorn, over his name. I remember him doing fishing reports for Table Rock if he was there. Yeah, Randy is. I'm sure he would. He's like he's a polarizing figure. You can actually probably make a whole YouTube account and have 10 times more subscribers than I have by just talking about him, because he is a very controversial guy. Some people, you can literally just talk about it and there's 50% of people that like him, and 50% of people that don't like them. Yeah, if you want your comment section to be on fire, make a video about Randy. I never judge people that are better fishermen than me. So that makes me not judge too many people. To me, fishing already has enough negativity. I'm not going to say anything. What's going on, Seti? Blarkies. Alright, let's keep traveling. Maybe I should change out my wax worm or put another one on. Dude, I'm not used to this thing. Look at this thing. It's like widening out a tape or something. Jeez. What the heck? So yeah, that's what we're fishing with. So I think a fish just came up to it and was going to take it away. And I didn't set the hook because I was not even expecting a bite. What I think I'll do, I'll put another wax worm on there. This thing is so light that you can just do this. Check it out. You just hang it up like that. It's a 2-pound line and it's not even stressing it. Let me recast this one. Hold on, guys. My thing fell. All right, here we go. I think I accidentally stepped on my wax worms while I was blabbing. Hopefully they're still okay. Yeah, they're fine. Oh, wax worm down. Look at this guy. Hold on, guys, one sec. I just gotta regroup here. I'm gonna put my wax worms over here so I don't do it again. All right, let's check this rod. Randy Blackout. Shoot. All right. So there's nothing here. Nothing ate my wax worms. So I'm gonna eat it out there. See what happens. These wax worms look good. I don't want to change them. They're fine. You're gonna yeet this out there. Hadouken! Alright. A random cast. Here we go. Let's see, at this point, this is how we're gonna live scope it. I'm just gonna... How do you guys like my kayak fishing rod rig onto the chain link fence? Alright, let's grab the ice fishing rod. Maybe put another wax worm on. I don't know if this is a good idea. What do you guys think? 2 wax worms on is a better idea than 1? All right. So what I did here, I basically left the drag pretty loose. And I tighten it up. Maybe we'll get something. There is a lot of bass in here. I think, what's his name, caught a bass. I'm not sure. I don't know if New Jersey Maniac caught a bass on a wax worm, but I know he caught a... what fish did he? He caught a big fish on a wax worm. I forgot what he did. We're just gonna fish random spots now. Let's try anything. Hold on. And we're not at the bottom yet. Ah, okay, now we're at the bottom. Oh, that's right. NJ Maniac, he caught a walleye with a wax worm. All right, so that's the bottom. We lifted it up. What's going on, Hudson? How do you like my new fishing rod? This is cold. I gave up. Do you guys have the fishing rods like these in Norway? I feel like something. I need to try to find a red worm. I can't believe that a lot of fishing methods that are popular in Europe, Americans don't even know that exists. Well, I think a lot of American fishermen fish with a lot of stuff that's easy to set up quick, and that's mostly advertised to them, right? So if your fishing method in Europe is not going to make much money for people that make tackle, fishing rods, and everything else in the United States, they're probably not going to pump that method up, right? That's the way it usually is. I mean, in the United States, you have $100 swim baits. That's probably a fishing budget for some guy fishing in Poland for the whole year. So it's just, and then in the United States, the most popular method of fishing is bass fishing, which is basically active fishing. So yeah, there's positives and negatives. My friend has a Harley and 2 Goldwings. He'd rather ride the Goldwing. Yeah, Goldwings are fun, man. I actually have a CBR F4i engine in my garage right now. My only running bike right now is a CBR 250, which I just use as a scooter. It's a 2013. I bought it after it was crashed. I bought another one, fixed up that one. Yeah, Hondas are cool. Hondas are like run forever. Goldwings are fun. Let's see. I call him Dad, but a former neighbor looks after me after my father passed away. Gotcha, man. Gotcha, Joshua. I'm sorry about that, dude. Let's see. Honestly, I never see anyone in Norway even use bait caster. Always spinning reel and rods. You guys have a lot of trout fishing in Norway, right? It's very controlled, but my buddy went out trout fishing. He never trout fished in his life, but he caught trout. Do you guys stock your ponds too? Hey, what's going on, Shadow? What's going on, man? Now it all makes sense. I confused you, Shadow. I confused you with my other guy that comes in. He's from Ireland, and his name is Thomas, not Thomas. No, I wouldn't catch anything yet. Europe has bass as well. Are you going to Skeeterfest? Skeeterfest. I don't even know what the hell that is. Sorry, just sounds fun though. 1100. Thought about getting 1200 Rebel myself. Yeah, Rebels are cool. I don't know if you rode before, but I'd say, and I'll argue with anybody about this. If you didn't ride a motorcycle in your life before and you're gonna get it, number one, take a motorcycle safety foundation class, and number two, start with a 250. 250 is like a Miata basically. It'll teach you to be a great driver with no power. And then you can do whatever you want. I started riding in college with a Ninja 250, and I was a big fireman guy. Like, I would ride up to my fire department in my Ninja 250, and I could care less. That bike taught me how to be a good rider. It had like 30 horsepower. Grumpy, how should I call you by your name, Brad? Yeah, Grumpy's good, man. I like Grumpy. That's what my kids called me. Yeah, totally just start. Yeah, Joshua, 250 is where it's at, man. Either get a Kawasaki you can even get an old Ninja 250. Up until 2007, they basically were the same bike that a 1985 Ninja was. For $100, I can buy cheap, good rod, reel, line, and other necessary things like hooks and something like that. Yeah, No, I know, man. My buddy in Europe, I think he told me his entire fishing budget for the year is $50. But he grows his own worms. He makes his own chum. He catches enough fish to feed his family, I think, for a couple of months. But he fishes mostly as a food source, and he knows what he's doing. Makes sense, Hudson. Yeah. We're fishing in Jersey. Skeeter Fest is a YouTube live fishing event hosted in PA. All the big YouTube live fishing shows will be there. Skeeter Outdoors. Nice. Yeah, that's definitely not for me because it's probably for people that know what they're doing and can dedicate a couple of days for it. Me, I can only I'm an amateur, as you can probably see, and I can only fish for 2 hours, 3 hours a day. But that would be cool. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of content about it. Yeah, I'm not very competitive. I catch a bluegill, I'm happy. Hold on. I don't think I qualify as a YouTuber yet. But that sounds good. Which town in PA? I used to buy a lot of motorcycles from PA. People in PA are cool as hell. All right, let's move. We can only do this for so long. Let's move over here. I spend around $300 at least per year for fishing because I fish a lot. Yeah. My last year's budget for fluke fishing was I caught not a single keeper fluke, but I think between my car, my fishing gear, and all the baits that I had to buy to go to Sandy Hook to fish for fluke, I think I was in for at least 500. That's why I'd rather just buy fluke at the store if I want to eat it. Shadow, when's my kid coming? We're gonna start fishing with my kids probably April, March or end of March, April. That's when he's probably gonna show up. If we're catching no fish like this, he's not coming, which is why he's not here, which is why I'm struggling. You spent too much on fishing tackle? Yeah, man. I just placed another Hudson. I just placed another order with iFish. Did you see him catching fish with a bare hook? That dude is something else. They've been selling Googan baits in South Africa for a couple of years ago. That's my Googan sell so much. Oh, wow. I'd be surprised that Googan Squad can get customers in South Africa. It's kind of, I'm not judging the guys that fish, but Googan makes really, a lot of this Googan Squad is considered low quality. And if you go on their reviews, it'll say like this. It'll basically say, hey, this thing is amazing, and it catches fish, but it's broken after like a couple of days of using it. At least that's what I've been reading through all the reviews. I always laugh at the pallets of Prime still in the plastic wrap at my local Walmarts. They don't sell either. Yep. Prime kind of went downhill too. Kind of funny here in New Jersey accent. I showed my Kenyan friend the Snooki one. Oh man, Joshua, that's hilarious, man. Yeah, I do have a Jersey accent, that's for sure. I also have an accent on top of that, so yeah. Snooki is a Jersey staple, man. That's usually the number, like second or third thing people mention to me when I tell them I'm from Jersey. I'm just gonna keep fishing this. I'm basically walking. You see where I'm standing? That's why I'm doing this. This is the deepest part, right? And I'm just basically walking this and twitching it. Well, I don't think there's carp here for sure, Demon. But we're gonna go carp fishing with DCP this year. Once the weather is a little better, me and DCP, or at least, yeah, we're gonna try to get something done because there's areas with a lot of carp that we know, And I want to get on that action. I think I did have one bite on this thing about 15 minutes ago, but that fish is long gone. I'm semi-southern draw, Midwesterner from Arkansas, Missouri border. Oh, nice. Yeah, you guys got some. That area of the country is like hardy. I rode through there on my motorcycle. Really good people, really good food. I think I ate like 1/3 of the plate that was served to me. The serving portions are gigantic. Yeah, that's an awesome place to live. You guys have a lot of good fishing there. I have to import 99% of my tackle to Norway. Here they fished like 30 years ago and never changed. Wait, so if you buy stuff from Victor iFish, do you have to pay some sort of a duty on his stuff? That would suck. What's going on, Asif? Took me 4 months to lose my smallish Filipino accent living there. Oh man, that's funny. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna keep moving. I might go back to where we were fishing. I mean, this is just bad, but let's try. Let's see. I still can't figure out how to reel this thing properly. Oh, it sounds like a little puppy. It's basically that's the sound of me not catching any fish. That's hilarious. All right, what do we got here at the end? Now, you're not supposed to be using jake brake and wrist. Not supposed to be doing that. That guy's hitting that jake brake in the residential area. Man, my ears hurt now. I'm sorry about that. All right, let's go. Yes, 25% shipping inclusive. Got it. Oh, Florida fish. I think Florida, I don't want to argue too much, but I think if you were to just say, hey, Grumpy, you get to go fishing to any state in the country, especially right now, I'd go to Florida. Just go hang out there with Ronio and catch big crappie and fillet them. Lake Okeechobee. I think right now that's the best fishing in the country. But people would argue that. And I'm talking recreational fishing, not commercial. So basically, whatever the iFish Hudson, you're saying basically whatever the iFish lure is, you just pay 25% on top of that. It's not that bad. I know that stuff in Europe is very expensive. All right, so we can fish for like, hold on, I'm just gonna put this here. I hope it doesn't fly away. Hey, no. All right, that's fine. I can fix that in a second. Hold on. Ooh, that's juicy. That was definitely an SRT. That was definitely a Mopar engine. Oh yeah. Hold on. Wow. Yeah, let's straighten this light out. That was loud. All right. I like this. I'm going to keep bringing this. I mean, once we start catching fish here. Hold on. I dropped my ice fishing rod. I just I got this with no line on it, and I just threw like Leland Lures 2-pound line on it, and I was done with it. Now we're at the bottom. Yeah, I will. Sooner or later, I will. Unfortunately, I have to travel as a family of 4, so... Well, fortunately and unfortunately. My wife Oh, hold on. We might get action. Yeah, but last year I went to the Panhandle in Florida and we had a lot of fun. The fishing there is insane, just nonstop. People are feeling the warm weather already. Sam Ryburn had some good big bags this year. Let's see. That's crazy. Yeah. No, everything in Europe is super expensive, especially if you go to well-developed countries. What kind of fishing pole is that? Red and white on the lake. Oh, so this is like some sort of a, this is like an Eastern European. I think this is a, I'm not sure if this is a Russian fishing pole, but this is like an ice fishing rig. It's super cheap, you can see. But you basically, what you do is you just sit next to the ice fishing hole and just jig. It's super sensitive. You see how sensitive the tip is? You see this? So you basically have a little bale of line. You have a hole here. It goes through there. I had to figure this out today because I've never fished with one. Then you have this adjustable tip. You can make it more sensitive or less sensitive. And that's it. I just put 2-pound line and I put that little jig on the bottom. And you sit there and you just, the reason they make this is so it's super sensitive. So you give it really small twitches. And once you get the fish on, usually I think people just grab it by the line and pull the fish up. What is that thing? Yeah, so I think I just explained that. What's going on, Alex Hill? Right, let's see. The spawn might be messy up for the north for us. I'm telling you, once the water gets up to like 45 degrees, fishing in Jersey is going to change. Once it's like 50, 45, 50, we're going to start catching fish. But for now, we struggle. Here's no bass around, but most of my tackle is made for bass fishing. But I fish in salt water and I catch so much more than that. So you know what's funny? You said that about your bass setups. If you want to go to fluke fishing, you can just use a bass rod. Basically, fluke fishing and bass fishing, even though it's not completely, it's two different worlds, but you can use a bass rod for fluke fishing and you'll do well. It took me 2 years to find out the Philippines has peacocks and largemouth bass. That's funny. Never told me because she knew if I found out. That's funny, man. Bass fishing is so much involved that the fun is to follow. I mean, bass fishing is easy if you fish at a spot that not a lot of people do bass fishing. But it's hard to bass fish when you have children. Because first of all, some stuff is expensive. They don't appreciate it. And it takes sometimes you can go for 3 hours and you'll catch one fish at the end of the day. Figure out. So I'm not nervous that it's gonna break because if we're gonna catch a fish, it's not gonna be big. So I'm just gonna grab it by the line and pull it up. But it's a valid question. Even the Philippines has bass fishing team. They were in the back bass world. Oh, nice. Yeah, when I started back out fishing here, which was about when we bought a house in this area. That was the time I went back to fishing because I started bringing. My kid was about, how old was my kid? He was about 5 years old when we started fishing these waters. I'd have been like target bass for the first good 3-4 years. I accidentally caught a bass on a worm, and eventually I started bass fishing. But like I said, when you have little kids, it's really hard to bass fish. People catch them, but they're all in private ponds and stuff like that. Oh, you got accused of having 2 side chicks? Well, I have 2 side chicks right now. You can see them. Number 1 side chick She's a shorty one. And number 2 side chick. That's all. That's all the side chicks get in my life. That's it. She accused me. That's funny. These are my side chicks for the day. Speaking of that, I'm gonna have to wrap up in a couple of minutes. This is bad. It's almost like when I catch my first fish. Hopefully, it's gonna come soon. I might have to just go out and buy a lottery ticket because that's gonna be my lucky day. All right. Oh, we made it to 50 likes. Thanks, guys. But yeah, fishing is gonna heat up quick in Jersey. I got very lucky catching perch in March and early April. I basically throw out like a Carolina rig sometimes with a minnow at the end, with a gulp minnow, and they just hammer them off the bottom. Nothing. Let me roll this up because we're about to. This thing, look at this thing. It has nothing. There's no drag system. It's just a bale of line. Oh, very fitting noise. I don't get it, man. You know what? I'm not giving these to the fish. I'm gonna bring this back to my pet cichlid and feed it to her. Because these fish, they've been so mean to me, they don't deserve to eat waxworms when I leave. I'm feeding these to my pet cichlid. Check it out. Just gonna pop this like that. Let's see. Dude, I've never used this thing before. It's so funny. Just gonna pop it in my bag. Hold on. Oh, by the way, Hudson, I'm gonna show you something. I think I have a bunch of iFish. Well, you know what? That's gonna take a while to get to. I'm sorry. I can't, by the time I dig through my bag, I was gonna show you the iFish jigs that I have on me today. Yeah, nothing. Nada. Took photos of me giving the fish to Jimmy Houston kiss saying, yes, caught me. Yeah. Now, me and my wife, Mrs. Grumpy, we don't get into that. We've known each other for so long. And once you're married for a while, I think you're done, kind of done with women. At least I am. Just happy with what you got. Let's see. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna call it. If you guys didn't realize, I didn't announce it, but I think I'm gonna call it a day today because I gotta run back to my car. But I'm gonna say bye to you. Just give me a sec. Jeez, what am I doing? I'm like an old man. Hold on. All right, call it a day today. Yeah, she wasn't the one I should have married. Yeah, a lot of people across the country say that every day. But you know what? It is what it is, man. It's a grumpy orca marriage counseling. You don't like her, use her as fish bait. You know, just don't tell them I told you that. All right, gang, I'm going to leave. Have a good day, everybody. I hope you have a good weekend. If I go live, I might, but otherwise, I'll probably see you Monday, Tuesday, all right? See ya, everybody. Have a good weekend. Bye.